In LA this week, LA city workers will soon see a bump in their paychecks as City Council approves a minimum wage hike.
California is in its fourth consecutive year of a drought. I'm Rasha Goel. Up next, how a new federal and state partnership is helping improve water conservation in the state.
I'm Anna Marcos. 29 recruits strong. We'll show you the new graduating class of the LA Fire Department coming up.
Hello and welcome to LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yana Kay. Our top story this week, the LA City Council takes a bold move to gradually raise the city's minimum wage to $15 an hour. But not everyone is pleased. Anna Marcos has more.
A march on City Hall as some of LA's workers rally to increase LA's minimum wage and to stop wage theft by employers. Inside City Hall, another rallying cry as workers watched the City Council make an historic vote, an increase of the minimum wage from $9 to $15 an hour in the next 5 years. Smaller businesses and nonprofits with fewer than 25 workers would get an extra year to phase in the increases, and teen workers would be on a lower pay hike.
We are embarking upon, I think, the most progressive minimum wage policy anywhere in the country.
We have a cancer in the city of Los Angeles called poverty, and it is eating and destroying this city. So raising the wage to $15 is the least we can do.
We want to be sure we do the most good and the least harm. We don't want to put a lot of businesses out of business.
But businesses, even some employees, spoke out against the measure. Among the sticking points, they want a slower phasing in of the increase, especially for smaller businesses. And they want tips and service charges taken into account. Some are afraid jobs will disappear.
During all the time I have been working in the company, I have never felt so insecure about the future. And my fellow employees and friends feel the same.
They know that this policy is about Main Street, not Wall Street, and they will be the most negatively impacted.
You're telling businesses to give a 40% raise over 3 years, a 67% raise over 5 years.
The city will exempt certain nonprofits for 18 months, but many are not included, and even those who are say it's not enough.
We take care of more than 40,000 children after school every day. Many of them are these people's children.
I don't want to resort back to crimes. I don't want to go back to prison. I don't want to be out there hurting people like I used to. Homeboy Industry gave me the opportunity, the platform, the healing process to not go there no more, you know. So please, exempt us.
In spite of conducting 4 studies and countless hearings and hours of debate on the wage increase, even council members say the plan will take a leap of faith.
If things don't go the way we anticipate, we will correct them.
The lone dissenting vote, Councilmember Mitch Englander said in a statement, quote, I am not convinced that a unilateral minimum wage increase serves the intended purpose and may have unintended consequences, such as job loss and reduction in working hours. The plan now goes to the city attorney before coming back to committee and the city council. Council members say they are determined to get this right. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Council members say they will continue to conduct studies on economic impact to the city, even as the wage hikes get implemented. Now, turning now to preliminary results from last week's runoff elections and the heated race for the Council District 4 seat. According to unofficial numbers from the LA City Clerk, Council District 4 candidate David Rue was in the lead over Carolyn Ramsey. Now, take a look at the numbers. Rue got the most votes with 11,269, representing 53.85% of the registered voting public, while 9,657, or 46.14% of the voters cast their ballots for Ramsey. Once again, these are unofficial numbers until the city clerk has counted the remaining outstanding ballots. The clerk has 21 days from Election Day to make the results official. Numbers showed only 8.6% of registered voters participated in those municipal elections, but efforts are underway to get more voters to the polls. Gil Reyes has more from Election Day in Hollywood.
The polls are now open.
It's a special day. Polling places from Sherman Oaks to the Miracle Mile to Hollywood, all decked out in red, white, and blue.
For me, this is a very big election. It's going to determine which way our school board goes.
Here we are, election morning in Council District 4, one of the more politically active council districts, relatively speaking. You consider last city elections in March, just 9% of city voters actually voted. Here in City 4, nearly twice that number. Let's see if voters return.
Not so bad. Better than I actually thought we would be.
Poll worker Sheila Lynn counted 14 voters in the first hour at this polling place in Hollywood. Voters deciding their next city council member and school board members. Still, voter participation overall was expected to be, quote, embarrassingly low, according to Council President Herb Wesson. That's why he authored 2 measures to change the city's election cycle.
So we're on the same track with the gubernatorial and presidential election in hopes of an increased turnout.
The philosophy is LA voters will be more enticed to participate if presidential and governor's races are also at stake. City elections will change to even-numbered years starting in 2020.
If that doesn't give us the desired increase, then we're going to need to look at other things.
One idea is to shift elections from Tuesdays to weekends, coincide it with Ciclavia and other outdoor events, and possibly watch participation grow. While Council President Wesson is suggesting stronger civics education in classrooms.
Start them early to be community or civic minded.
To boost student interest long before they're old enough to vote. Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
The LA City Clerk's office says it plans to expand voter outreach through increased social media and additional street banners in the next election cycle. Well, many Angelenos have ripped out their lawns and cut their water use, but officials say that's simply not enough as our record-breaking drought continues. That's why local and state officials are stepping up efforts to make each drop count. Raja Goel has the details.
To help with the emergency drought conditions persisting throughout California, federal and state officials are coming together to leverage funding resources to improve water conservation. At a press conference held at the Donald Tillman Water Reclamation Plant, here's what officials had to say.
Today we're announcing a new $50 million of water efficiency projects, most of them coming here to California. And you know you're not the only state in drought, but you're a state that is leveraging federal resources quite effectively to bring a lot of this money into your state.
Through the grant initiative called Water Smart, funding is provided for water conservation improvements and water reuse projects.
First of all, we're reclaiming and reusing water, similar to this project. We're granting money to line canals and to install piping that will reduce seepage losses in irrigation systems. We're installing advanced metering equipment.
In the case of the water efficiency projects and the feasibility studies, it's a required 50% match. 50% federal dollars and at least 50% non-federal dollars. Could be state, could be local, could be utility.
Officials say as of February 2015, Angelenos have used 22% less water than they did during the last major drought, which occurred in 2007. Yet a lot more work has to be done.
Our goal is to reduce our dependence on imported water and to build sustainability and to ensure that we can continue to serve great, clean, healthy water to all of our customers.
While officials are doing their part, the city is urging Angelenos to also do theirs when it comes to saving this precious resource. In Van Nuys, I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
Out of that $50 million, more than $23 million will be invested in 7 water reclamation and reuse projects in California. And here in LA, it's a source for even more cutting-edge ideas on how to save California's precious water. The annual Spring Green Expo shows off the latest innovations on tap this year. Anna Marcos was there.
This toilet and the sign with it takes center stage on the floor. One of 70 exhibits of all things water-wise and earth-friendly at the Spring Green Expo.
It's a shame that we use clean water to flush our toilets.
It doesn't need to be a shame any longer. A simple $35 kit allows you to recycle water for flushing.
When you activate the flush, water starts coming out. You wash your hands in the sink, and the water there from the sinks drains into the toilet and waits there for your next flush.
The Metropolitan Water District, which supplies much of Southern California's water, including water used by LADWP, created the event. It's now in its 8th year.
8 of the last 9 years have been dry in California, so we're closing in on a decade of drought. And this is an eye-opener for California. This is the most serious drought we've seen. This is the perfect time for people to really look at new products and save water, save energy.
The LADWP, for its part, is helping customers to redesign their lawns and make money.
For example, if you have 1,000 square feet, and you take that out and replace that with a drought-tolerant landscape at $3.75 per square foot, we're talking about a check of $3,750 to the customer.
A $3,000 check sounds great. All you have to do is visit LADWP.com, file an online application, upload your pictures of your garden, and wait for pre-approval.
I'm excited because I don't like my grass not green. It's depressing to look at. But if I do it in an alternative format with drought-resistant plants and some really fun stuff, it's done.
Innovation is the name of the game here. Close to half of all the ideas come from students from local universities. Green algae gasoline, anyone? So we could be pumping gas that's actually algae in the future.
Yes, of course.
These students just might have designed the mixed-use residential complex of the future, a project with a net zero energy use.
We produce all of our energy on site that powers the whole building, all the lighting, all the laundry machines, everything, all the heating, and that's produced from solar panels, wind turbines, and water turbines.
Great water-saving ideas to help LA in what could be water-lean years ahead. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
The Metropolitan Water District provides wholesale water for about half of all Californians. Well, the LA Fire Department has seen only 2 graduating classes in the last 6 years, so this latest graduation ceremony comes with a lot of fanfare. We turn once again to Anna Marcos.
They march in ready to take on the job of becoming a firefighter with the LA Fire Department. This is only the 2nd graduating class of LA firefighter recruits since 2009. A solemn occasion, but one filled with family warmth and support. And it's the families who give the firefighters their badges.
Going forward, you're going to have a badge on your chest representing the LAFD. It's widely known that we're the finest department in the United States, some say the world.
The new firefighters show off some of the hard-won skills that earned them their badge over the rigorous 20-week training.
A dream doesn't become a reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. Therefore, I urge you to sweat.
Firefighting is a dangerous and demanding profession, and your presence here today suggests that you have accepted this risk.
Only a select few of these firefighters make it through the training. Out of 43 original recruits, only 29 are here today.
I just tried my hardest on everything, gave 100%, but I like to thank my fellow recruits because, we all push each other so hard to be our best.
There will be those days that are extraordinary ones, where you save a life, where you save property, where someone comes to you and gives you a hug, unsolicited, thanking you for what you have done in their family's history. But there will be those tough days too, and I want you to capture the feeling that you have, because every single day of being a Los Angeles firefighter is a privilege.
And with a toss of their hats, these recruits are now full-fledged firefighters, ready to save a life at a moment's notice. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
And with new firefighters on the job, their safety, along with the safety of all Angelenos, is the top priority for LAFD officials. That's why they're reaching out to communities and encouraging them to do their part during wildfire season. With black smoke billowing high into the air, this fast-moving brush fire in Granada Hills last month scorched nearly 40 acres. More than 200 firefighters battled the blaze on the ground and in the air. Fortunately, no homes were damaged and no one was hurt. And fire officials want to keep it that way as we head into fire season by encouraging all Angelenos to be wildfire ready.
Have a plan, and when they ask you to evacuate because they are so fast moving that it is, you would be surprised how fast it is, and you don't want to be surprised.
Fire officials recently held a Wildfire Community Preparedness Day at Fire Station 12 in Highland Park. The event is a national program that aims to teach individuals how to get ready and prepare for wildfire season.
I think it's really important to learn what we can do to protect our homes and our neighbors and our city.
The LAFD works year-round to inspect high fire severity zones, but they can't prevent all fires from breaking out. So officials are urging everyone to do their part to keep branches and foliage trimmed and all brush maintained.
Wildfires, well, they're very dangerous and they spread fast.
Fire officials say all brush and vegetation should be no more than 3 inches tall and at least 200 feet clear of any structures. Trees and branches should also be kept 10 feet away from your chimney.
Basically, what we're trying to do is create that area so that in case you have combustible materials around your roof and pine needles and things like that, you want to keep off of your roof so that flames and sparks don't jump from roof to roof and from property to property.
Officials hope that by spreading the word, we can all get ahead of the flames. Plans to build a bike bridge connecting Atwater Village to Silver Lake has cyclists excited. But pedestrians, well, that's a different story. We turn once again to Gil Reyes. Gil.
That's right, Yana. That proposed bike and pedestrian bridge would be designed using existing infrastructure that was built way back in the day when the red trolley rolled through here. But some area residents are concerned about pedestrian safety.
This is history happening because Mitch O'Farrell makes it happen.
LA City Councilman and avid cyclist Tom LaBonge excited over plans to build a bike path on both sides of this iconic bridge. The Glendale Hyperion Bridge overlooking the LA River will soon undergo earthquake retrofitting. The plan also calls for permanent bike paths linking Atwater Village to Silver Lake. The idea spearheaded by Councilman Mitch O'Farrell.
It has been my goal and my mission to connect the neighborhoods as never before.
We cannot have a bridge that's going to be there for 100 years and not have sidewalks on both sides.
Deborah Murphy from the group LA Walks and roughly 1,200 others have signed petitions against a Bureau of Engineering recommendation. The problem is not the proposed bike bridge. Everyone we talk to loves that idea. It's just that one of 2 pedestrian sidewalks would have to be removed to make room.
Removing that sidewalk is going to force me to have to walk a half a mile out of the way just to get to this beautiful red car park and this bridge.
Don Ward says the alternative would be either to walk on bike paths where he could be hit by a cyclist, or even worse, walk in traffic where he could be hit by a car. He suspects other pedestrians would do the same if the sidewalk is yanked.
We want to make Los Angeles a place where pedestrians can get around, where people can choose to walk.
City crews hope to break ground in July 2018 and hope to have it finished within 3 to 4 years after that. Yana?
Gil, thanks. Councilman O'Farrell has supported the placement of synchronized pedestrian crosswalks on the bridge to make walking safer. Well, this week we continue our look at the city's new initiative called CityLink LA, an initiative that officials say will help LA businesses grow and prosper. In today's digital age, high-speed internet and Wi-Fi have become an essential utility in order to compete in the global marketplace. But here in Los Angeles, many business owners face additional financial hardships when they have to constantly upgrade their high-speed internet in order to operate. Business advocates say it puts them in a tough spot.
You have to think, am I going to get Wi-Fi, or do I give someone that's in badly need of a raise a raise? What do I do?
On top of that, City Council member Bob Blumenfield says businesses have taken drastic measures to stay competitive. Some have left Los Angeles altogether, while others haven't come at all because LA's virtual infrastructure isn't up to speed. He says businesses need to know that in LA, they can operate and stay competitive using the highest broadband speeds available. And in order to do that, city leaders are embarking on a new initiative called CityLink LA.
What that does for the businesses that are here, it makes them super competitive. It makes them not only competitive locally, but it makes them be able to compete around the world. And that's really exciting.
CityLink LA seeks to provide affordable and reliable high-speed internet and Wi-Fi to all LA residents and businesses, regardless of income or neighborhood. The Valley Economic Alliance, a nonprofit that seeks to elevate and support local businesses, has already reached out to thousands of local shop owners to find out how the initiative can help them.
From their input, we're able to go ahead and provide that information back to CityLink LA in order to go ahead and developing a more robust system.
A more robust system that officials hope will make LA a place where businesses can not only operate, but thrive. A Los Angeles City landmark turns 80 years old, a special honor for a city council member, and new housing for military veterans. Those stories and more in CityBEAT. Outgoing City Council member Tom LaBonge recently celebrated the Griffith Observatory's 80 years of public service. Observatory Director Dr. E.C. Krupp, employees and community members were on hand to mark the occasion on the north steps of the observatory building, complete with a birthday cake.
This is the beauty of where this building sits. And to think in 1935 when completed, what a gift it was to Los Angeles.
The Griffith Observatory sits on the south-facing slope of Mount Hollywood. The land was donated to the city of Los Angeles by Colonel Griffith J. Griffith in 1896. In his will, Griffith donated funds to build an observatory, exhibit hall, and planetarium on the donated land. Admission has been free since its opening in 1935. From honoring a city landmark to being honored himself, Councilmember LaBonge was recognized during the 21st annual Treasures of Los Angeles Luncheon fundraiser for his years of dedication and service to the city of Los Angeles. Held at the Westin Bonaventure Hotel, Councilmember Jose Huizar did the honors and handed LaBonge his well-deserved plaque. Council President Herb Wesson and former LA Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa were also on hand, as well as LA World Airport's Executive Director Gina Marie Lindsay, who also received honors. Hosted by the Central City Association of Los Angeles, the luncheon recognizes those Angelinos who have made outstanding contributions to the city. New housing for veterans is taking shape in Cypress Park. Councilmember Gil Cedillo, along with other city departments, broke ground on the Marmion Way Apartments, a 49-unit, 4-story affordable housing complex that will house veterans and their families. The project is scheduled to be move-in ready in 2016. LA City Council voted to officially designate the famed Norm's Diner on La Cienega Boulevard as a historic cultural monument. The diner is slated for demolition, but now further review by city leaders would be required before the property's new owners take any steps to tear it down. There was an outpouring of support from city council members, community activists, and fans of the establishment who rallied to preserve Norm's and its unique Googie-style architecture. LAPD Chief Charlie Beck marks a milestone. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti applauds City Council's support of the minimum wage hike and a chance to win tickets for Sesame Street Live. Here's This Week in Tweets. On his Twitter page, Chief Charlie Beck linked to a short video clip of his special day as he received his 40-year pin from Police Commissioner Steve Soboroff, celebrating his 4 decades of service to the residents of Los Angeles. LAPD HQ tweeted a pic of Beck with Soboroff and then making remarks at the podium. LAPD HQ also recognized other service members who received honors by tweeting #LAPD ceremony. Congrats to all the recipients of service pins. Honorees all served 30-plus years. LAFD Chief Terrazas tweeted, "Congrats on 40 years, Chief Beck." In other tweets, following the minimum wage vote, Mayor Eric Garcetti's office tweeted, "We did it, LA. #Raise the Wage LA has passed City Council." The LA Zoo also tweeted an adorable pic of Rosie the baby hippo taking a ride on Mom. The zoo posted, "It's the only way to travel." And LA Live tweeted a chance for you to win a family 4-pack to see Sesame Street's Let's Dance Live on May 30th or 31st. Click on the link and fill out your information. And that's a look at This Week in Tweets. A treasure hunt in the forest, a journey back in time through a historic LA neighborhood, and the Stars and Stripes take center stage. These stories in this week's Things to Do. It's time for a magical afternoon in the Griffith Park Forest. Bring your kids to a Fairy Hunts, A Mermaid's Tale performance and Queen's birthday party on Saturday, May 30th. Get whisked away in a family adventure with a treasure hunt, circle time with the Fairy Queen, dancing, games, fairy unicorn card readings, fairy face painting, snacks, frolic, and lots of fun. Tickets for the show and party are $25 per person. It's $15 a ticket for show only or party only. Groups and birthdays are welcome. The fun begins at 10:30 at Griffith Park, Ferndale, located at 2333 Ferndale Drive. The birthday party begins at 11:30 a.m. Reservations are suggested. For more information and to buy tickets, visit afairyhunt.com. Go back in time with a look into LA's past. Photographs showcasing the transformation of a historic Los Angeles neighborhood are showcased in the exhibit Bunker Hill in the Rear View Mirror, the Rise, Fall, and Rise Again of an Urban Neighborhood, are currently on display at the Central Library in downtown. The exhibit features 33 images in addition to new articles and recollections illustrating the complex story of Bunker Hill, from its posh heyday in the 1880s to its post-World War II decline and subsequent redevelopment in the 1960s and 1970s. The exhibit is located on the first floor gallery, 630 West 5th Street. For more, visit lapl.org. Experience patriotism on a whole new level with a new William Pope L. Trinket exhibit at the Museum of Contemporary Art. This larger-than-life American flag represents the recent work of the Chicago-based artist. The exhibition features large-scale installations and a new performance and sculpture work. The centerpiece of the show is Trinket, a monumental, custom-made American flag, approximately 54 by 16 feet, hanging on a pole in the middle of the Geffen. The flag will be continuously blown by 4 large-scale industrial fans, the type used on Hollywood film sets to create wind or rain effects, and will be illuminated from below by a bank of custom theatrical lights. Over time, the flag will appear to fray at its ends due to the constant whipping of the forced air. This is the largest museum presentation of Pope L's work to date. It's on display now through June 28. Don't miss it! The Geffen Contemporary at MoCA is located at 152 North Central Avenue. For more information, visit moca.org. And that's a look at some things to do. And that's going to do it for this edition. I'm Yana Kay, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacitybeview.org. You can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.